All right. You're welcome back to front-end development using PHP Codeigniter. Uh, we shall look at these items. The introduction to HTML, that's some portion of HTML, installation of Codeigniter, framework, and then we have about three types of installations: manual installations, installation with Composer, testing the installation, testing if PHP is installed in a system, and then the folder structure. This is what we are going to do today, and then by next week we'll begin our development, proper development in Codeigniter with by adhering to MVC framework. So the requirements here are the framework itself, the XAMPP, PHP is part of the XAMPP, is inside here, and then the local database server, and maybe some other things. But these are the basic things we need. To answer this question, why Codeigniter, you can as well search from the internet or from the site. The Codeigniter is a very simple framework which doesn't contain much space for development. So it enables you to deliver project as at when due, and then it contains a lot of APIs that will enable you to carry out your work and development work easily. So downloading Codeigniter, as we mentioned, it has to do with two things, or even three. You can download using the manual, that is by going to a site called Codeigniter.com. If you search, look at it, Codeigniter.com. Oh, I'm not connected, sorry. All right. Okay, you should connect now. So if you search for in this site, Codeigniter.com, you see this is the website for Codeigniter, and then there are a lot of versions of Codeigniter. The latest version is version 4.0.4. So if you want to download, you just click on this button and then you get it downloaded. I've already downloaded, so there's no need for me to download again. When you download, it goes to your download folder. For example, let me go to download and check if it is there. But I have it in D and a folder called Codeigniter. It has been bundled into the tools of development tools given to you. This is it. When you download it, it gives you the name framework. So this is the Codeigniter. Let me finish discussing before we do some work here. So, and then if you move to, you can download via Composer. Please, are we understanding this? The first one is the first way of downloading. Disadvantage of the first one is that if you want to update the versions, maybe you want to update from version 3. Okay, let me zoom this. Maybe you want to update from version 3 to version 4. So you have to do this manually, please. But if it is through Composer you have downloaded, you always supply a command to the Composer and it will update it for you from version 3 to version 4, and from anyone and to the other one. So how do you download via Composer? If you want to download through Composer, you do this. The advantages is that it is very easy for you to do such, and then if you want to update from one version to another version, you only supply a command that says Composer update, so it will update. And then if you want to integrate third-party applications, it is recommended that you use Composer installation. Please let us start by Composer installation, so we know what that means. For the first time, if you want to do this, you have to download Composer. Downloading Composer, you have to download Composer first of all. Then you install Codeigniter via the Composer. So if you check again from the site, if you go to internet and check on Composer, Composer is nothing but a dependency, a PHP dependency manager. Composer contains Composer download. So you see, this is the Composer, composer.org. Get composer.org, and then you move to the download part of it. Composer.org. You see, this is it. Then you click, and then it begins to download. I already downloaded Composer, so there's no need for me to download Composer. I think it has been bundled in the materials or tools given to you. Let me see. It seems it is here. Okay, I haven't given you Composer, right? It's like I've not given you Composer. Let me search it from my system, and then I'll supply it to you later. So now I've already downloaded Composer. Now let me load my Composer and then download PHP Codeigniter via the Composer. So if I click, I'm starting something here. Okay, to do that, I'll go to CMD. CD / I was trying to type CLS. Just listening. All right, CLS. So if I type Composer, you see that shows that Composer has been what? Installed in my system. Otherwise, it's going to be please look at it, Composer, and this is the version. If you want to check on the version of the Composer, then you supply this -- version, so it gives you version of the Composer. For example, version. So you'll be given the Composer, or you download it from the net and install in your system. So this now it checks on this and tells you the version of Composer you are using. This is version 1.10.9. That's the version in my system. So the question is, how do I install or integrate or download Codeigniter into Composer? Are we understanding? Now, so forget this, I'll give you later. To do this, it is very simple. There are some tutorials done by other people, and you can also check from the manual given to you, or the one I will send to you, the Codeigniter manual. This I will send. I think it has been sent to you, or it has been bundled in the CD that was given to you. Installation of what, please? Codeigniter, right? So let me move to this point. You know, whenever you want to start developing, all right, you see the steps. Download the Codeigniter from this and then unzip it. We shall come to this. I've chosen to start with by Composer installation. I don't know whether this author has done Composer installation. Okay, they are now discussing the folder. We shall introduce this later after the installation. Okay, let me use the other material, the online material. If you want to install Codeigniter 4, this is what you do. The second way is to install or download Codeigniter 4 via what? Through the Composer. Look at it. This is the information you are to supply for you to install Codeigniter and to start a project. You know what I mean by installing Codeigniter? You install it and start up a project at the same time. So go to your command prompt and type this command. Please, I don't know if you are understanding what I'm doing, or you're just looking. Maybe when you are given assignment, you understand. You should be responding, so I will know whether you are understanding or not. When I'm talking to myself, I may not understand whether things are okay or not. Okay, so this is my command prompt. So I type Composer. Are you understanding what I'm doing? Yes. I'll type Composer, and then before that, let me start up. This is the XAMPP, right? Yes. So this is what enables my application to run. So let me start up my XAMPP. I click on Start. This is the Apache. You know, we talked about the web server yesterday, and then this is the MySQL. You see, both of them start, even though I'm having two kind of installation of MySQL, one from the MySQL server and the other one from this side, from this XAMPP. So I've started like this. I think it will be good for us to test whether our PHP is working before I even download the Composer. How do we do so? How do we test? Because we're going to be using PHP, right? So how do we test whether the PHP is working? Please click on this Explorer and then create a file or folder, a file rather. Create a file and test for the maybe let me just create a file here or somewhere and bring it in here. Please, let's see what is inside this index. Please look up here. This is a PHP something, right? All right, let me take you through here. So let's start from scratch, right? Okay, these are PHP tags. If you supply this tag back, less than sign and what do you call it, this custom mark and PHP, it triggers PHP command. You need to learn a new tag. Anyway, this is what the first thing you may notice is that the tag has not been closed, right? So you have to close it. You know, in PHP, in HTML, you open a tag and close it, right? So now, so if you open a tag this way, you have to close it that way. The opening tag was less than sign and a custom mark, so you have to close that tag that way, is it not? So then it tells you that this is a PHP command. Let's go through this because the section of PHP can be this a small PHP hello world. You want to send this on the screen. You want to say hello world on the screen, for example. Are we understanding? You want to say hello world, so then you echo it. This, like you say print. In Java you say system.out.println, right? In PHP you say echo hello world or hello wherever, so it will be displayed on the screen. This is exactly what I've done in this small something here. Echo hello, and then you can terminate that way, and you can just terminate it this way. So if I pick up this, okay, let me copy the file from. I just want to test that the XAMPP is working correctly and that. Okay, so this is index, right? I've copied it. So this might be the what do you call it? XAMPP. Okay, so I will click on this explorer, and then in the explorer it takes me to the if I click on that button, it takes me to the installation folder of XAMPP. Are we understanding? Pardon? You confused? Okay, look at XAMPP here. XAMPP has started. Okay, let me give you this. I've started XAMPP. If I want to check whether XAMPP is working correctly or not, I can just come over here and type localhost.
To start a program in XAMPP, we have to start that Apache and MySQL.
Exactly. If you want to start working with PHP. Because XAMPP is the bundle tool that enables you to develop in PHP. So let me take you bit by bit. When you start the XAMPP and start MySQL, and then you come up over at your browser, then you type in localhost and press. If your XAMPP and PHP, if PHP is working correctly, you see this. It will work on you. This is the dashboard. So if you click on that is if you want to go to PHP MyAdmin, you click on PHP MyAdmin. So then you begin. But then I'm not coming there now. Let me just stop at localhost. So now, are we understanding?
Yes.
So now XAMPP has started. So now we want to test whether PHP is working. Pardon? Don't worry, we'll do that.
So that composer is the second way to download Codeigniter.
Yes, we haven't downloaded Codeigniter yet.
Yes, but you said it's either manually or through.
Yes, exactly.
So one way is through the composer.
Yes, exactly. So now I've started the XAMPP here, and I've seen this dashboard. That means the XAMPP installation is correct, right? I told you guys are conversant with this. So now, if you want to start working, all your development is centered around this HT docs. Can we see one folder here? HT docs.
Yes.
So you click in it, and then that's where you do everything. Please. Let me paste that MySQL, that PHP something I did here. Okay, let me use this one, please. I have one PHP index.php file here. If I open it, it takes me to the notepad I'm using, or the environment, the development environment I'm going to be using. I'm using brackets, so that means I have to give you bracket as well. Yes, I'm using brackets. That's the development environment I'm using. So please look up here. If I echo this, pardon? Okay, you know, see. Okay. It's too tiny, right? Huh? Okay, let me just do something here that will Okay, truth. Okay, is it truth or yeah, truth. All right, please. This is what I've done, but let's understand it, please. First of all, I started XAMPP and I wanted to test whether the PHP is working or not. Is it? So inside the XAMPP, this is the easiest way of checking the installation folder of XAMPP. If you click on Explorer, it takes you to where XAMPP has been installed. Okay? So from there, you check on this folder. That is where all your websites or all your applications are to be what? Are to be kept or stored. You check on htdocs. So you see, this is what I have here. So I have one project called tools. That's tutorial. If I click, I have a folder here. I have a file here called what? index.php. Please let me introduce another index here, or index 2, so you understand it. Copy, truth. Let me rename this to index 2, and then I'll paste another index here. So I'm going to work on this second index. This index, I'll open it in Notepad, for example, so everyone can see. Oh, what is this? This is not what I mean. Let me open the index 2 in Notepad. Alright, please let's understand something here. Let me copy from here to here and just say hello CCL. This is in index 2, right? So if I want to call this, I have to call the folder. I have to call, first of all, localhost. That is my my XAMPP, where the application is. That's the web server. So I will call index 2, and this index 2 is residing inside truth. Then I will press enter. Can you see how it has printed it?
So you don't need to close the command for it to apply.
Even if you close, it will. If you do not, it's going to work either ways. So please, let's go there and do some touches and maybe get the one that will suit us best. This is what we have. Index 2, right? Let me open it in Notepad. So you see, this is what I have. I've echoed CCL, welcome to CCL. So do you know, I can introduce something like this div. Do we know div? Something that will give us, like, you know, a section, is it not? Section. So div, open div and close the div tag. Okay? Are we understanding?
Yes.
Div. So do you know, I can also introduce a kind of HTML, something like let me say h1, please. Do you know this?
Yes.
So I can say hello CCL h1, and then I will close h1. Then I will save it and call it now and see what it's going to be. You see, this was what we got the other time. Can you see how it has printed? Please look up. So let us centralize it now. Let's centralize it. How do we centralize? We centralize from the division. Then you introduce what? Align. Is it not?
Yes.
Align. Huh? star, align, then maybe center. I did not. Okay, thank you. Align, right? Maybe I didn't save it. On line 2, expect, okay, quotation. Align, alright, it's like it's using single quotation. Right, so you see we have aligned it now, is it not? So you see this is just a simple something, just simple HTML and just kind of PHP. We are just testing whether our PHP has been installed or not. So let's go back to Composer, please. So from the Composer side, you come to command here. So at the command side here, you type what? Composer, and continue with this. You now say create dash project. What kind of project? We want to create project which is Codeigniter 4. Codeigniter 4, and then you specify what? Codeigniter 4 app starter if after this command you supply another thing here, then it will pick that as the name of the project. But if you stop at this point, then it will create a project called app starter. Okay, so I want to give it a name. Let me say CCL, or let's say customer. This was the app we were modeling. This eSIM. Let me say CCL eSIM, or let's say code. Okay, CCL eSIM. It's called okay CCL eSIM. It's all right. It's just an example. Then if you want to specify the version of the Codeigniter you want to use, then you come up with this -s and this RC. That's the RC version. Or if you say beta, it will give you beta version, alpha version, or anything. So if you press, you have to be connected while doing this. I'm connected already. So you see it is creating what? It is creating the project. It will download the framework from internet into your system. You see, this is the best way of doing it. So if you want to update the version of the Codeigniter, you only type in Composer update, and that's all. So it's only going to be fast based on maybe connection, the broadband you have, and the kind of version of Codeigniter you supplied, you specified. So since you have started your ZAM and your ZAM is working correctly, by the time it has, it is done with this download, then you see the name of the project in this folder of Codeigniter. That's the Explorer. This htdocs. I don't know why it is taking time. You can see I've done a lot of project, like some projects here. CCL project, App Starter. This is some manual download. So please, for the manual download, after the download, let me continue so we don't waste time before it finishes. If you go to this, or let me go to Codeigniter here. This is the project. This is what I have downloaded, right? Can you recall?
Yes.
So after the download, you copy it into this PHP for installation folder. I don't know why it is taking time. Okay, it is loading. It is doing. So you paste it here, please. This I'm doing second, that is manual way of installing it. Paste it here. Let me remove this. So this is the one that was downloaded from the Codeigniter framework site. Are we understanding? So right click and rename it to the project you want. That is after extraction. I haven't extracted, sorry. Let me extract it even here. Extract. So it is extracting. And at the same time, the one this one has finished. It has finished. So if you check here, you see the name of the app we have given it. Let me refresh. What's the name of the app? CCL. Is it really here? It's like there are some errors to enable extension. Verify that they are able in loading composer. The requirement could not be resolved to an install set of. Okay, there is an error. Let me. We must not use this. CCL eSIM. So while it is doing, let's continue with this one. So I'm done with this. Since it has unzipped, let me delete it. So this is the unzipped version. This I'm doing the manual version of installation, and then you now rename it to what you want, maybe CI4, Codeigniter 4. Okay, so from that is the project name. You will give it the name of the project you want to come up with. So from this site, from the browser, I can then call PHP this, and I'll call CI4. Can you see? It is now loading into that. This is manual installation. Then I can now move into framework, and then you go to public folder. Just like there is an arrow in the public folder installation. Composer JSON supposed to have opened. So let me check what is happening. Okay, this is parent directory. This CI4 This is version 4 of the framework, and then we're supposed to have gotten one background for Codeigniter 4. Let me see, let's take it gently so we don't mix up things. Codeigniter 4 hdocs. Okay, I understand, I made a mistake. This is supposed to be the actual, so I'll delete this. It was 2 folders, it's supposed to be one single folder. It's supposed to be one folder, please. This has been unzipped. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to have copied. Hdocs. Okay, okay, all right, this is the one I'm supposed to have used, so I will rename it to maybe CI4 or any project name. Let me say CI4, that is Codeigniter version 4. And then I'll call it here after localhost CI4, and it opens to this. So now if you are able to see this, your installation is done. If you are able to see this Codeigniter welcome page, your installation is done. So for this is manual. I'm sorry, okay, this is the reason why my network is not all that. It's like it is stopping and it is going back and forth. But for the manual, we are able to install it. Maybe for the composer, we will repeat composer installation. So for this one now, Codeigniter has been installed. So I'm sorry, I know today's lesson is somehow I was going back and forth. Maybe we'll have to take time to repeat this. But before then, if you click on this is the folder you have in. You have the app, you have the public, you have the system, you have the writable. So if you click on the app, you have these folders. These are the folders we shall discuss. And if during your MVC framework development, you have to discuss about this. The folder, the config, controllers, database, filters, helpers, language, libraries, models, third-party views. We have to discuss all this, and then we'll pick some of them and start. And the public, you have your icon here. That's the one that we're able to access. And then the system, we have all these also in the system. And then the writable. We'll discuss this in our next lesson. I don't know, it seems the network I'm using is not really working. So I'm having some errors during the composer download. In fact, the composer download is let me stop the video so we discuss this.